All right. Hey, everybody, it's Mike and Abbott with another Mike's Minutes. I hope everybody is doing well today. On this, we got a little bit of rain going on where I'm at, so been a little wet the last few days, but it's still a good day. Everything looks green and lush where I'm at. Anyway, today is if you noticed the title, those of you that are as old as I am remember Sally Field back when she was receiving some award, I think maybe an Oscar or something like that, where she got up on stage and said, "Oh, you really like me. You really, really like me." Well, today's title, "You Really, Really Like Me," really has to do with being liked, the need to be liked. And we're going to try to cover a little bit about how you come up with what you believe your value is, being liked, how important that is, value in the marketplace, what that's, based upon. And again, we've been in this study for a couple of weeks now where we're talking about an article by Brianna Weiss where she was referencing 18 characteristics that those that are high achievers have kind of let go of and have moved past. And so what we're trying to do is just go a little deeper in each one of those and understand why those high achievers, and if we want to be high achievers, why we too should let go of some of these narratives that we may have. So today is nobody, and this is the quote from Brianna Weiss, nobody is universally liked, largely for reasons that have absolutely nothing to do with them. You are going to be liked by some, loved by others, criticized by a handful, and disliked by a few, basically regardless of what you choose to do with your life. Therefore, it makes the most sense to do what you want regardless of how other people will respond. Okay, so let's start first with a concept of, do you think more highly of yourself than you should? We have, for decades now, been in a culture where we think of ourselves as the center of. We put the word "me" in capital letters. Kids have basically come to believe that their parents' whole life is dedicated to nothing more than for them to be happy. And as a result of that, we go into this thing thinking, well, I'm the center of everything. So everything revolves around me being happy, and therefore that's the expectation that I have. So, we've built this self-concept which really has no reality to it. I mean, because it isn't. There's no reality to the fact or to the idea or concept that you are the center of the universe, that you are the center of all things. And the results is that we have become very shallow. We have become very superficial. And as a result of the shallowness and this superficial image that we've built, we now, because we know internally that doesn't line up. It just doesn't work. And as a result of that, we seek confirmation of this false narrative. So where do we get this confirmation? Where do we get this affirming of who we perceive ourselves to be? We've got this idea, this false self-concept that really all it's going to do is just set us up for disaster. I mean, that's pure and simple. It's because it has no basis in reality. And ultimately, things that have no basis in reality are going to crumble. And we've got something happening that when I was growing up, we didn't have a problem with because we didn't have social media. But now social media, the Facebook, the Snapchats, all of them that are out, the Instagrams, the Pinterest, I don't know what all of them are, but anyway, there's a ton of social media stuff out there, and of course, so much of what young people now focus on is what's happening in that social media. And they are seeking that affirmation, that confirmation, that their reality is as it should be, that I am the center, and you're going to affirm me in that, and you're going to make me feel good about this self-concept. So they basically look at their life based on a like, a heart, a share that happens on social media, how many people, give them a smiley face or a heart or whatever it may be. They've kind of fallen into a trap. And as a result of that, I saw this thing the other day, especially for this group, I'd say from maybe 10, 12, 13 to 20, early 20s. And I saw a program the other day, they were talking about, and this was relating to a survey done where they asked teachers about all of these, mobile devices that kids have access to, and whether it was actually good for their mental health and good in general for the child. And the teachers came up with this thing and said, no, about 70% of the teachers saw all of these mobile devices and stuff as a negative for the children, whereas the parents saw it as a positive. It was about the same statistics. About 70% of parents saw that these devices were actually good for the kids. And they went on to conclude, they said that the reason there's this disconnect is that you've got parents that are using the devices as a way of distracting the kids so that the parents can do what they want to do and the kids can be distracted and consumed in this social media stuff or whatever's on that device. But a lot of the experts now look at, over the last 5 years especially, the rate of depression and suicide and how it is going up and up and up year by year. They are connecting that to what's taking place on social media. And they're connecting it to what we're talking about today, and that is my value is based on how many likes, how many shares, how many hearts, how many of these emojis I can get, how many of whatever I can get from this social media group. And if I don't get that, then it's basically is bringing these kids into a state of depression because that's their value. They want that affirmation, that this self-concept, this idea of me being the center of all things, that I'm supposed to get affirmed in that, and you're going to do it. And if you don't do it, if you don't affirm my reality, then all of a sudden my world begins to crash. And then you add to that the ugly side of that, where they are chasing or they're for whatever they posted. If it didn't get liked, if all of a sudden people really started hating on them, and they do that through that social media. So if my value is based on how or what others perceive my value to be, then I'm in for a mess. You're basically set up for disaster. Because this is one of the stories about, we think people are thinking about us only to realize later in life that nobody was thinking about you. They were thinking about who? They were thinking about themselves. That's just the way it goes. But we have this idea that people are always thinking about us. No, we're the only ones thinking about us all the time. So be careful with where you get your value from. Now, and again, if your value is based on the whims of others, Remember, they're seeing life and everything through their lens and all these different things, and no one's more important than they are. So this is where I come from. First off, and this is just my belief, you may disagree with it, and that's okay. It's okay to disagree. But my value comes first from the God of the Bible, who tells me my value. And that's number one. So as a result of that, that's where I start. Second is how, to love others as you love yourself. Now, again, as a human in our frailty, who do we love more than anybody? And that's ourselves. But I'm called to love others as I love myself. So that's going to change my perspective on things. And then third is that if I want to be great, then I have to be a servant. I have to be as a servant. And when for me, those are the three fundamental things of value that we talk about with value. Now, in terms of the marketplace, those of us that are on this that are business entrepreneurs, business owners, or we work in the marketplace. If we're getting paid, really, this applies to all of us. The marketplace rewards me for the value I provide in the service of others. If I see a problem out there in the market, and I can provide a solution to that problem, then my value is going to go up in the marketplace. If what I'm posting on any of these social networks is of value to someone, then that's great. That's what be of value. Don't, so many people go on social media just to bash and crash and smash. It's like, man, that's what they do. But really, we want to be adding value in the marketplace. Zig Ziglar, I love his quote, you will get all you want in life if you will help enough other people get what they want. Again, that's, providing a solution to a problem. And the greater the problem, the greater the solution, the greater the value in the marketplace. Here's the point for me, and I hope that you get this point, is that your value is not based on what others perceive your value to be. And as a result of that, your value should not be limited in any way by what you think others think of you. That's not going to get you anywhere. It's, what I wrote here is that don't let what others think of you determine your path in life or how high the mountain you will climb. You have to understand that you are of infinitely more value than you perceive yourself to be, and then you can comprehend. And this is the important part. So are others. So are others. Don't think yourself to be of greater value than anybody else out there. If you start thinking that, hey, I am of greater value than so-and-so, that is a recipe for disaster, in not only in your life, but in the life of the people around you. You are of great value, but again, you are of no greater value than anyone else in the eyes of our Creator. So, and if you can believe that, then, and you can live by that, then you're going to act in a certain way. Number one, you're not going to be dissuaded from doing what you are led to do or feel gifted to do simply because somebody else doesn't see it your way. You're not going to be limited by that. You're going to work past that because you know that your value is not based on what that person thinks. You've got a greater purpose in life, and you're going to go serve and live up to that purpose. So what I want us to do is make sure of, where we get our value, understand that, and then work from that perspective. And that, the number of hearts that you get, the number of likes that you get, have nothing to do with your value as an individual. Now, it may have something to do with the value that you're providing on your site, on your posting in social media. But remember, just because, the marketplace is going to kind of tell you if what you're doing is making a difference and making an impact. And that's what we want to do. So my simple advice for today, here's where I end this, is go, grow, and serve. Go out and make sure that what you're doing in the marketplace will provide a service that is a solution to a problem, and that as a result of that, you are going to help lift someone up and not tear someone down. All right? Lift someone up. So live your best life. Be your best self. Climb the highest mountain you can possibly climb. And at the end of the day, you come in, worn out and exhausted, not because of negativity, but because of the positive things you've done and the contributions that you have made in this marketplace and in this circle of influence that we have. Okay? Because you are of great value. Believe me, you are of greater value than you can comprehend. All right, folks, that's Mike's Minutes for today. Thanks for tuning in. Please, if you're watching it live, put a live in there. If you're watching the replay, put an R or replay in there. Let me know where you're from. Thank you for taking your time, your valuable time to tune in today. And if you feel that someone can benefit from this, please share it. And I will see you again soon on another Mike's Minutes. Take care. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.